So I had a bit of a disaster with my Google Pixel phone and bought myself a new phone. In the meantime, I also bought my partner a new one as well. I changed to an iPhone because I use quite a lot of iPhone apps on my bike. I still have the Pixel and I'm actually recording on my spare one now. But I bought an iPhone and I'm going to be using the Quadlock. This is for when it's mounted on the motorbike. And we use a Quadlock to RAM mount system. Okay, that's what I'm using. I also bought my partner I don't know how to pronounce it, the Howie, the Weewah, the Wee, whatever you pronounce the bloody thing, the P30 Pro. And she likes a leather case because we have a car mount and we have every other mount going for the Quadlock system. I got her a universal one. Now the guys at Quadlock, I went to the head office in Australia. They didn't realise that these stick onto the leather style cases, even though they're not leather. You know, that open type case, they work great. They're a one-time only. You can't peel them off and stick them back on again, but they do work. Okay, so that's one thing there. Now, I didn't realise the new phone I got and the new phone I got me were both wireless charging, but she asked a question and I found out her one does the sharing wireless thing, the wireless charge. So I tested it with her case with not that on it. This isn't the phone, obviously she's got her one. This is her old case from her Pixel. And I got my iPhone with the Quadlock case and I stuck them together and it charged. Well, I was impressed. At this point I got all excited, and looking on the Quadlock website to buy her one of these, I saw they'd done the wireless charging head. Now they advertise this as going into and yes, I have unboxed it. I bought two, one for the car and one for my bike, but it's still in there. We'll get back to that. Now they advertise it as going on the car mount and on a desk mount, and nothing else. They show you no photos of the back of the unit, but from the way it was described on the website, I assumed it would be on the inside like this, where you would plug it onto the mount, and then like that on the front, and it was a inline system. It turns out it isn't. Now, so I've had to do a little bit of a improvisation to make it fit the RAM mount. So that's what I have. Great system. Quadlock, highly recommend it. RAM mount, highly recommend it. Bicycle ones, I've got the other bicycle one, but that's on the bicycle. When you take it off, also the guy at Quadlock didn't realise that it came with a USB cable, even though it advertised it as having one. When he said it didn't come with one, I was a little bit surprised, but opening the box, it does. And it's a USB-C, they don't tell you that, so it's the USB-C type charger unit. Okay, it comes with this swivel point with a screw in the middle. I thought, oh, well, that'll be jolly easy to put in. And undoing that, it doesn't fit that screw. For some reason, they've not been uniform in the way they make things. Not quite sure why. Quadlock are normally more sensible than that. But what they've done is that screw bigger than that, we need to change it. And then you will lose this pivot point here. Not that that matters if you're going to do this on the bike. It's going to end up looking like that. Okay, so you can see where we've had to butcher this and use the RAM mount there. Now, the reason I'm doing the second one, I've got a couple of bikes, is when I tested, I put this by the way just screws straight in to that just replaces that point. Perfect, great fitment. But again, I was assuming it would be a universal point that I could swap them around from vehicle to vehicle. You can't. Once it's on, it's on. Now, the reason I'm not putting this in the car is I got her the universal case with that, and it doesn't charge when you touch it. Even though it did two together, it obviously the battery of the phone is putting out more power then this is throwing out to go back through the other way, which is a bit of a pity. You'd want it to be pretty strong in signal so that it is going to penetrate. Obviously this thing penetrates out, or the P30 Pro does, but this obviously doesn't have as much power because, well, it didn't work. So that gone. So now I'm going to have one on each bike. So to do this we need a few tools, because you literally have to dismantle it. First thing I suggest to get in, moving that one to the side, is a tray to put the screws in. There's 4 Torx screws. That's pretty much it, and the screw in the middle that is pressed in. The Torx are pretty damn small. A T6, you probably can't see that. Now, this will take all of about 5 minutes to do, so fast forward along if you wish. Because I'm going to open this up. In fact, you don't want to fast forward too early, because getting that screw out is the important part. So give me a couple of seconds. And don't lose these screws, they are bloody tiny. I can only assume that Quadlock don't. Maybe it is a case of they're stopping you from using it on a vehicle because this potentially isn't waterproof. The fact that it's got a grill around it, even though it's just a printed circuit board, as you'll see in a moment inside. Now, there's our frost one here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh. Well, there's only 3 holding this one in. Well, that's a bit disappointing. Quadlock, dearie me. There's only 3 screws holding that one together. That's a bit of a disappointment. So inside, literally, you've got the ball mount. That is pressed in. I was hoping it would be like this, an Allen, or I was assuming it would be like this, an Allen screw inside. It isn't. It is a pressed unit inside. In there's just a printed circuit board. You've got the USB-C cable, and this cross section is just illuminating LEDs that are quite pretty. They flash green and blue set when it all sets up. And there's, for some reason, one on the back. I don't know why, because you obviously can't see it. But there you go. Now, putting that aside, I'll put it aside carefully out of the way, and I'll move those screws, all 3 of them, and I will knock this out. Now, it's pressed in. It will swivel in there, but it doesn't come out. So what you need to do is, using a tender tapping tool, get it on a secure brace. I've gone with this little corner on my old workmate here, holding it steady, hammer, and making sure you. There she goes, and it's gone. So now I've not damaged that in any way. I've just pushed the pointless pressed unit out, which has fallen on the floor. We don't need it anyway. Not that one. Now I've got to ruin this, which is a pity, but there you go. Now, I was hoping it would have been interchangeable. Quadlock in the future, making an interchangeable unit where you could secure it to that and then your phone on top would be a fantastic idea for version 2. Okay, so with the 3mm Allen key, I'm now just taking this out. I just need to, basically I just need the screw out of it and the ram mount unit. Unlike this is sprung loaded inside, and if you want to take that screw out, as I've done in the past, I've done that because I just wanted it facing. It's made to go that way on a cross section of handlebar. I wanted it facing that way, so I just undone it so that Quadlock set up right. Oh, they are. Sorry, I'm off screen now. I'm not looking at the screen. So, sorry about everything. It's been a bit sideways over here. I didn't realise. Hopefully I haven't cocked it up now, and I don't have to start again. So now, taking this apart, I need that, the screw, and this wee beastie. And obviously you need the Allen key now to do it up. So popping that in there, and onto there. Oh, hang on, sorry. My mistake. Nearly messed that up. That needs to go in there. So you need the bottom piece. So it's now like it was before, but with a fatter screw that fits in there perfectly. So why they couldn't just make all their units with the same size screw in the first place, goodness only knows. That on there. And we've just got to do the beastie up. You haven't got to worry about lining it up straight because it's not fully round on the bottom, so it will just locate itself in a stationary position. One thing though I did find is you do need to be pretty tight on it. I had to do my other one a second time because I didn't quite do it tight enough. And obviously you don't want to, I'm reluctant to overdo it because I don't want to break it. And that is it now. Secured in there. I don't know if you can see. It's literally, there's a underneath, there's a perforated section for locating, and it's, or like a toothed section, and it's pretty much grabbed itself on that. I'll just give it one last little bit for peace of mind, and then it can only go back on one way, which is good. You got the USB cable and that light that goes down in that hole, and it's screwed. And then I'll get my 3 out of 4 screws. Bit disappointing that again, and these again are bloody tiny, right? So be careful. Where's my thing on there? It is my T6. In fact, hang on a moment, I'm going to actually treat it as a screwdriver for a minute and do them up gently. What way to put the 3 in depends, I suppose. You know, makes no difference really. There's 2, and last but not least 3, and there we go. Once this is done up, we are done, ready for it to go on the bike. Right, there you go. So now we have 2. There's 1. There's the other one. Okay. Perfect. Goes on the bike, goes on the ram mount perfectly well, fits on the bike really nicely. It's a pity they couldn't make it like that in the first place, or like I say, the one where there was a option to just put it in situ. That would have been fantastic. That would have been really fantastic. Anyway, works great. That's what you need to do to get it on a bike, because again, the waterproofy side of thing, I will carry a little sandwich bag or something with me and a rubber band, so that if it does start to rain, I'll just pop it over the top. Better safe than sorry, but I really enjoy using it, and I'm sorry I keep going there, I'm not looking at the screen. Have a great day everyone. That's Quadlock, ram mount, iPhone, Quadlock case, and the Howie or whatever you want to call it, P30 Pro, which doesn't work with it if you're using a leather case. Does work without, when you just put the phone straight to it, not in a case, it worked fine. If we could up the power on this Quadlock again on your version 2, that'd be a great help, because then I can put one in the car as well for the missus. Have a great day everyone. As an addition to the video, is a little update. The mount does come with a 1 meter cable for charging, which is fine in the car. Yeah, can't grumble with the length in the car, not that I can use it in the car. I will get, obviously I can't expect them to do all different sizes for everyone, so I'll get a shorter one, because as you can see I've just wound it all up. I wanted to measure it before I went out and bought a shorter cable. But as you can see, the phone is absolutely fantastic on the ram mount. There it is there, so it's all good there. And if I take it off, there it is there. And if you are going to put something like this, because obviously it's $60 Australian, I would recommend getting one of these. Got that from Third Gear. $18, that's the lockable ram mount unit rather than the unscrewable section, so at least no one's going to steal it off my bike. But that's that. I'll get a shorter cable. When I get the shorter cable, I'll probably spin it around so that's pointing up and I can go straight down. So that's probably what I'll do there, make it look a little bit neater. But there, quad lock on a round mount, wireless charger. See, it's just instantly picked it up. That is fantastic. That's what I needed rather than cables everywhere. There's the cables. See you all later.